Today is Friday, November 10th, and I'm just wondering if this week's Cowboy opponent may be the most woeful team in the NFL for years.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Have you been told to follow the 4% withdrawal rule? Not so fast. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. The 4% rule was based on not outliving your money. By using an advisory advice solution, it is possible to take up to 8% by changing your overall investment strategy and distribution methods, helping you retire earlier and take that international trip sooner. Go to fluentfinancial.com or go to Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
Now, you listening may not be in charge of purchasing seasonings for your home, but you do know what tastes good, really good. Goodness steak seasoning is great. Use it on, obviously, steak, chicken, veggies, or goodness knows what else. No sugar, no MSG, no gluten, but great flavor. Get Goodness Steak Seasonings by going to bringthetasty.com. That's bringthetasty.com.
Hey y'all, Jason Velo here with Oh Hail Contractors. I've been in the business for a little over a decade, and one thing I really enjoy doing is serving people. I want to see things made new again, and I can help you through that process by making the insurance claims process understandable and almost easy, believe it or not. Also, I can give you great suggestions on the best roofing system and even ventilation for your home, which ultimately makes your shingle last a little bit longer, even in Texas. Who do you know that wants that level of service? So, if you'd like some help with that, you can call me at 972-567-5766 or find me at ohhail.com, and that's OHHHAIL.com.
As the Cowboys prepare for the game against the Giants, we'll get to them in a minute, Dallas has signed free agent wide receiver Martavis Bryant. He's now 31. He's been repeatedly suspended by the league for substance abuse. Bryant was a draft choice of Pittsburgh out of Clemson in 2014. But by the next year, he started his constant trouble with the league, suspended for a part of the 15 season, and then for all of 17, and then a part of 18, which he then got a lifetime ban from the NFL. That lifetime ban ended last Saturday. No, he did not die. He was reinstated, and teams scurried to work him out. In his career, Bryant has played 44 games and been suspended for 103 games. But Bryant's signing does tell you something about the Cowboys and their thoughts on their wide receiver room. They've got a star in CeeDee Lamb, but Brandon Cooks looks nothing like the Brandon Cooks that's been a star for this league for 7 years. And Michael Gallup looks nothing like the player who signed a big money contract and then got hurt. And Jalen Tolbert is interesting, but raw. No one at the Cowboys headquarters at the Star will say it, but the Cowboys appear to be worried about their wide receiver core. If they had a significant injury, they'd be desperate. But what Dallas shouldn't worry about this week is their opponent, the New York Giants. In preparing to tell you about the Giants, I've compiled the Giants' misery index. They are now 2-7 after a year last year where they went 9-7-1 and surprisingly made the playoffs. New York's wins are over Arizona and Washington, who also have seats on the NFL's Titanic. They're averaging 11 points a game. I said 11 points a game. How awful is that? New England is the next worst team in the league, and they're averaging 15. Besides that awful points per game number, they are also dead last in yards per game and passing yards per game, where in a league that regularly every Sunday has 300-plus yard passing games, The Giants average 155 per game. One odd stat, though. These woeful Giants are 7th in time of possession. 7th in the whole league. What that tells you is, yes, they keep the ball a fair amount. They just don't do anything with it once they have it. New York in Week 2 scored 31 points in beating Arizona. In the 7 weeks since, the Giants are averaging 10 points per game. That's 10 points per game. And sit back and watch the first quarter Sunday, realizing the Giants this year have never scored a touchdown in the first quarter of any game. But they are number one in one thing, allowing their quarterback to be sacked. Giants quarterbacks have been plastered 49 times in 9 games. Last week, Vegas, also not one of your stellar NFL teams, sacked the Giants quarterbacks 8 times. It's the 4th time this year the Giants have allowed their quarterback to be sacked 7 or more times. Now, what's the byproduct of that? Your quarterbacks get hurt. Their number one quarterback, Daniel Jones, just got a huge new contract the offseason. Gone for the year. Blown out ACL. He had just gotten back after missing 3 games with a neck injury. Their solid number 2 backup, Tyrod Taylor, he'll be out 3 more weeks waiting for his rib cage injury to heal. So the Cowboys this week will face, at quarterback, starter undrafted rookie Tommy DeVito, who I don't think is any relation to Danny. And behind him, NFL career-long tumbleweed Matt Barkley. No relation to Charles. Dallas is the biggest favorite this year in the NFL. They're favored 16 points this week. An upset would be unthinkable. But the title of the biggest upset so far this year belongs to the Arizona Cardinals, who won their only game of the season as a 12.5-point home underdog against the Dallas Cowboys.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Fluent Financial, by O'Hale Roofing, and by Goodness Steak Seasoning.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering. If you enjoyed it, please hit follow, and then each episode every weekday will be delivered straight to you. And if we might ask one more favor, please share it with friends. I'm Norm Hitzges, and every day I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'm just wondering too.